Well, last night I came in and I saw that there were a large number of people at the pool. And I said, here we go again. Around last year, this time, someone was shot here at the pool and people ran through the community. This time it was a lot worse because this time I was at home. I heard several, maybe 6 pump gunshots. Then I heard gunfire, and then I saw massive of people running into the community through the wood line. I was on the phone with 911 trying to tell them that there's a shooting at our pool. They was on the phone with me. I saw someone fall within the wood line, told them that a girl was down. Someone came and picked her up and carried her out. And it was just total chaos out here. People were screeching and hauling, trying to leave out of here. Kids were running around crying, and kids, when I say kids, I mean teenagers, running around crying because some were scraped up, because everybody was pushing and shoving. And so it was total chaos out here. And I have an elderly neighbor that lives out here, and she texted me and said, "Are you at home? They're shooting again." And she was scared. So I came up here at the pool at the time to check on her, and just saw all the chaos. Was able to even witness one of the ski masks that was used, that they said they had on ski masks while they were shooting. And it is awful that we live in a time of a great community that you can't just sit in your home without bullets flying through. My neighbors live out here and they know what I do, and we talk about different things and about a safety plan, and still yet we still have this kind of activity coming in our neighborhood from people who don't live here. It is time that we as a community take our communities back. We need cameras everywhere. We have told our homeowners association from previous experiences, why don't we have cameras at this pool? Why can't you do better? And as you see today, the person is here to open up the pool. Management is not here with a closed sign on that pool, which that should have been done last night. We are sick and tired of being sick and tired in our own communities, that we're paying money for our mortgages, and some of us who want to leave and sell a home, that won't happen because of incidents like this. So we want to come together as a community and make our community safer. And we think that the first point of order should be closing down this pool if you can't manage it.
And so, speak to us real quickly about what happened last year. You said the same thing kind of happened again. What did they do last year as far as safety?
Absolutely nothing. They did nothing, and all they did was had to close the pool at that time because blood was in the area of the pool. And they closed it for that day and opened it up the next day.
And as a member of law enforcement, can you tell us what would cameras do? How would that improve safety out here?
Well, first of all, you would have to have someone that's monitoring those cameras. I'm a true believer in you don't need cameras just for reaction. You need cameras of proaction. And proactive mean that someone is observing the cameras, especially during the hours that the pool is open. So if you had people who are observing the cameras, then that will deter them from even coming in. And the nerve of them to put on ski masks to hide their identity. And I'm hearing from the community as I walked up here to make sure my elderly neighbor was safe, to hear from other people saying we got out of the pool because teenagers were coming with carrying suitcases, pool suitcases. So what do you think was in those suitcases?
How many of these people were shooting? How many shooters were there approximately, do you believe?
I cannot say how many there was because I wasn't actually here, but I just know that I heard the shots being fired, and I saw the massive of people that I was like, where are all these people coming from when the shooting started, when I heard it and was like, is it really shooting or what? And I looked out the window and saw massive of people running down the street.
And Ms. Cleveland, I don't know if you realize, but this same neighborhood is about 15 minutes away from another neighborhood where they just had 2 shootings about 6 weeks apart from each other. What does that tell you as far as the continuing crime that happens, or these shootings that are happening in generally nice neighborhoods?
Well, I'm glad you brought that up, because not only that, I was not aware that also in this neighborhood, just around the corner in the cul-de-sac at Alkalades, that someone came and shot up their house. And those people were here last night and was telling me about that. And I said, I didn't hear anything about it. I didn't even hear a story about it. We have to make everybody aware. You can't just sit back and say, that's not in my community, so I'm not bothered by it. We all have to be proactive. We got to take it in consideration. We are wanting to have a meeting. My fellow people here in our neighborhood said that when we had a meeting the last time, that the person didn't give them any comfort and didn't know what they were talking about of our community. I'm willing to have that talk. I'm willing to do whatever that's needed in order for us to be safe in our communities. We have to live here. And parents, listen to me. If you got a child that's out there doing something that you know they should not be doing, shame on you for not calling and turning them in. Your son is 14, 15, 16 and have a weapon, and you're not calling someone to help you with that child. We have to do something, because there's parents who produced these children.
Could you talk a little bit more about just the scene of the chaos, like the kids running around out there? Like, just talk a little bit about the chaos.
You spoke about them running through the woods.
Yeah, talk a little bit more about just like where they were running to and that.
Well, they were running down the street, and not only this, they were running down the street behind me here, and they ran particularly after a boy and continued to shoot at him and shot up the 4th house that's down the street. They were trying to intentionally kill this kid that they were shooting at, and they shot at their house, and it went upstairs, and their elderly parents live upstairs of that home. This could have been way more tragic than what it was here last night, and we don't want to wait for that to happen. If something else needs to happen, that we can actually get a gate in this community or whatever the case may be, we need to listen. And, well, I should say management, homeowners association needs to listen to us and take our money and put a freaking gate up there or do something else besides having someone here. And as you can see now, the pool is now closing after calling management and saying, how dare you have the pool open?
I want to ask about violence in youth. This is a trend that we've seen recently. Would you like to see possibly even new rules in place with an adult accompanying a child at the pool? Or what do you think would be a good fit, or what would you like to see?
We can't even get adults to be accomplished of their kids, period. And to have them at the pool, I don't think that would work. Unless someone is there to strictly enforce it, you know. We're living in very sad times now. I don't know where we got to the point where children decide that they can take matters into their own hands, but we got to change it. I don't know what it's going to take to change it, but I know that something needs to be done. I'm here to help in my community because I can't up and just move, and no one else can. And before we do that, we want to take actions to get and protect our community.
Thank you.
Yeah, I don't have any other questions. Is there anything else you wanted to add?
You know, we can't expect law enforcement to have it all on them to protect our communities. We made the investment of a mortgage here. It's going to take all of us to put an investment in to keep it safe. So don't blame everything on law enforcement. Take the matters into your hands, be a participant where you can, and make sure something is done. Like signing a petition that we're going to start that's getting our homeowners to take action on protecting our properties.
Could you just do one thing? Could you just